To lease or not to lease? That is the question. Tubiest of the tubiest. The best YouTube subscribers on the planet. That's you. And I'm 50 plus. And I'm a company driver. So, what should I know? What should I know about leasing versus anything if I've never leased before? It's because I understand the process. And unlike 95% of the people who post anything on YouTube, they're going to tell you that lease is horrible, it sucks, it's a scam, you're paying it off for somebody else, and they just put out so much negative when it comes to lease. Now, I am of the opinion that leasing is a good thing, especially if you want to go to the next level, which is a owner operator, or even become a carrier yourself. There's progressions, okay, and to do it safely. Those who are telling you, "Oh, leasing is horrible," what are the second option? Are you supposed to go out and finance a truck? That would be the only other way, unless you're going to go get one like that. You know, it's got to be paid for somehow. So either write a check, go get it like this, or you're going to lease it. That's just the bottom line. I can tell you right now, the very, very vast majority of trucks out there, regardless if they're owner operators or whatnot, they're still leasing those trucks. Now, that's a fact. So don't let anybody shit you on that, okay? Now, the reason I'm pro lease, especially when you're with a company, is because it limits your liability while learning the industry. And when you start leasing it on a company, as a company driver, and you sign a lease with them and you lease a truck or whatever, you're going to learn what it takes to make a truck propel down the road. I mean, and to continue to deliver freight. You'll learn the cost of fuel. You'll learn the cost of fuel in certain states that are higher than in other states. The cost of tires and just everything that it takes. Well, not everything, but a lot more about what it takes to make that truck run than if you hadn't leased and you were just a company driver, and you just take that data card and stick it in that little machine, and the company deals with everything. If you decide that you want to go, owner operator, I keep doing little quotes because there's a huge difference between a lease operator, an owner operator, and a person with their own authority who is a carrier. It's different things, okay? This is different, okay? A lot of people think they're owner operator because they lease a truck and work for a mega carrier. You're not an owner operator, you're a lease operator, period. Okay? But you need that experience. It'll protect you, because at the end of the day, you can walk away from that lease at that company that you're with and be done with it, or go back to company driver. You don't have to be stuck with it like some of these people who wants to talk down on lease. They're telling you to go get yourself in some ridiculous debt so that you can then prove something to somebody else that leasing is bad, when it's ridiculous. We're going to get to that in just a minute, okay? But let's just say you do that. And a lot of YouTubers have done that. You just go check out their pages and see when they're back company driving with a company truck after they listen to these talking heads tell them to not to lease and to just go out and buy a $30,000 piece of shit that everybody else has gotten the use out of, and then put on a lot so that you then can come and buy it and have breakdowns every month and a half. But you didn't lease, right? Don't listen to that craziness, okay? Listen to some logic, okay? First off, because it's brand new doesn't mean it's not going to have an issue. I worked for dealerships for many years, and I've pushed brand new vehicles, $100,000 cars off of trailers because they had an issue from the factory. So I understand that. But I also understand that you don't go get the raggediest, most beat up, as used up as thing that you can find just because it's cheap, and then call yourself I'm in business, because you will quickly be out of business. A fool and whatever money he has will soon part. That's how that works, okay? So I can stroke a check. I can go and buy the truck I want. It's no problem. I can stroke the check. The problem with paying cash for a truck is there's a lot of tax implications at that point, and it's almost a deterrent to do that, okay? But if you were to lease a truck, you can then write off a little bit different than you could if you was to purchase it. I mean, trying to write off depreciation, it's a different thing. So there's a benefit. The other side to that is, I was going to have to stroke a check to buy a truck. If that's what I wanted to do, I would have to stroke that check, because even if I was to use my investment account as collateral for a loan, the bank still wouldn't do it, because the very vast majority of banks out there will not finance a 3-axle commercial motor vehicle. They won't write the loan for it. And I'm telling you, I've sat across the table from bankers that told me that, and they all different banks, okay? They all said the exact same thing. They don't finance 3-axle commercial motor vehicles because they are the fastest depreciating asset next to a boat. That's what they said. They also said they don't finance them because they are extremely difficult to repossess. This is a fact. This is what happens. And then banks don't want to touch them. And every one of them directed me to a company that has special financing for commercial motor vehicles. And all of them, they say financing, but all of those plans are lease plans. That is a fact. The very vast majority of trucks out there, I mean by a long shot, those trucks that are owned or called owner-operators trucks, those trucks, because they would be the offset to leasing, right? If leasing was supposed to be so bad, then it would be the owner-operator thing. And I'm telling you that those guys, they can tell you that they're financing their truck, they own in that truck or whatever. First off, they don't own it, because all you can do is quit making payments and they'll find out who really own it. They don't own it. Just like a lease. If you quit making your lease payment, you're going to find out who really owns that truck. And it is not the person driving there's some bitch down the road that's saying my truck. No, quit making the payments. Let's see who truck it is. Okay? It doesn't matter if it's a lease or if it's a purchase. It's the same thing. Chances are it's a lease, because there's other outside of Bank of America, there's only a couple of them that would actually finance that commercial motor vehicle with 3 axles. Okay? And you know, a lot of them are home equity credits that they're using to buy it if they're not doing that sort of plan. And I'm telling you, I've already been there, done that, got the t-shirt. I'm not doing either one this time. I'm just going to have to write a check. This is what it's going to be. But I'm not doing it right now because it's just not feasible, because I don't have enough OTR, open deck experience to get the insurance at the right rate. So that's going to be a different video at a different time. Right now, I'm trying to open your eyes and open your mind to the possibility of a lease, okay? And they are not this awful thing that people want you to believe. I say that, and now I tell you that you need to be able to understand contracts and contract law to at least understand what it is that you're signing, because let's just say you go purchase a vehicle, okay? When you go buy a car, there's going to be some purchases with a car for a car that's a good purchase. You can make that exact same, buy that exact same car, and it will be a bad purchase when you finance it based on the verbiage of the contract, okay? Same thing when you lease, because there are some good leases and there are some bad leases. It's the same thing. You can lease an apartment. You know, the same people tell you not to lease a truck, probably leasing their house, an apartment, and everything else. Man, people crazy. But you need to find out that if the lease program that you're signing is going to be one that's going to be good for you. If you plan on being with a company for a while, then the lease that you want will be a lease purchase. Okay, not just sign a lease and then you just drive it until the lease terms up and you trade it back in and get another one and start the whole process over again. What about a lease purchase? So at the end of the lease program that you will own the vehicle, and you want to make sure that before you get into it, that at the end of that lease, there's no balloon payment and you own the truck after the last lease payment, okay? These are just positives, because you're going to walk away with something. You're going to walk away with the truck, okay? There's going to be people that's going to try to find something negative to say about a lease program. And I can tell you that person just can't do math. They don't understand financing, for not just financing to purchase something. I mean, how money works. They just don't understand that, okay? Because they'll tell you, don't lease, because all you're doing is paying the truck off for someone else. The dumbest thing that I've ever heard in my entire life. If somebody tell you that, you're talking to somebody who absolutely has no clue. Okay? Know that person is somebody you don't want to get advice from ever again. Okay? The fact is, if you're a company driver, the company is not paying you every penny of revenue earned by every mile you turn on that truck. There's a portion of the miles of the money that truck generates while you're driving it that goes to keeping the lights on at the terminals. It goes to insurance, it goes to maintenance, and it goes to paying for the truck. You're not getting around that. Quit being ridiculous. Of course, some of the money that you make pay for the truck, just like if it was on a lease. It's the same thing. Okay, so don't listen to that craziness. I don't even have to lease a truck. I'm not leasing right now. I'm a company driver. If Melton had a lease purchase program, I would be on it. If the verbiage was right, if it was a legit contract, then yes, I would. Okay, but what I'm talking to you about is general facts that can't be argued, that can't be denied. This is 2 + 2 = 4. Okay, and the fact that people say these things that are negative. First off, if somebody comes to you and everything that they're going to say about this is horrible, then that person is biased and is not someone you want to listen to. Okay, what's one thing that is all negative and there's going to be no good about it? Death. Wrong, because there are some instances where death is better than an existence. That's a fact. That is a fact. Okay, so don't tell me that there is all negative in one thing and all good in something else. God is all good. I'm not fixing to make you mad, okay? God is all good. God is all divine. If God's all good, why are we dealing with a coronavirus right now? Get mad, get angry, but answer what I just said. It's true, okay? So come on. Not anything is all anything, all right? There is some ups and downs and pluses and minuses to everything. But I am telling you that the gain that you will get from a lease purchase, the right lease purchase, is going to be in your favor. At the end of the day, you're going to walk away with something other than a firm handshake, you know? Okay. So I don't want to keep rambling on, but I want you guys to change your paradigm, change the way you think, okay? If you don't, you won't find success. I can do it. I can go buy a new truck cash, but even the banks are telling me not to do that, to go and lease with one of these companies so that I can depreciate, so that I can write off the lease, and that $180,000 is not a hit on my credit. This is bankers telling me this when they know who I am and they know I can stroke the check. And they tell me don't do that, go do this. And they aren't even the ones that's gonna benefit from it. They're telling me go to a third party that they have no contact with. And it's not even the same banks. Come on. You know, it only makes good sense. And as I investigate and learn more about the trucking industry, it was an eye-opening experience to realize that I'm looking at all these nice, clean trucks running down the road, and I'm wondering, how can that guy afford to buy a near $200,000 truck? It's because they're getting it through a lease. They're gonna call it a purchase. They're gonna call it whatever they want to call it. They can verbiage it whatever way they want to verbiage it. But look at it this way: a 2017 T680 average cost for one purchasing right now, used, of course, is roughly $60,000. Okay, 20, say like 15, will almost be 40,000, or even you may even find some for 30,000. Trucks, 4 years old. 4 years old. Brand new is 160. So it lost $120,000 in 4 years. So that's $30,000 a year. That's how much that truck lost. $30,000 a year. That's over $2,000 a month in depreciation. How are you going to offset that? How are you going to finance a truck and lose $2,000 a month as it's being financed? What was the interest rate have to be for the bank to offset $2,000 a month? How much money you got to pay? How much money you got to pay a month for that to happen? And the bank make money. That's what they're in business for. They're going to make money while owning an asset that is costing them $2,000 a month. I'm telling you guys the truth, what's going on. You can do the math. Come on, look at it yourself. Go get one of these. Get one of these books right here, and then flip through one, and here is a 2015 International, but it's got a 500, let me see if I can get it right there. It's got a 500 horsepower, 18 speed, $55,000. I mean, I'm sorry, yeah, 55,000. Okay, which they know damn well they're not gonna get, but I'm gonna try to find some. Okay, here is a Kenworth. It is a 485 horsepower, 13 speed, 522,000 miles on it, and this is a T680, $47,000. $47,000. The same truck, $160 right now. I'm just going. I'm looking right in this books. Okay, you guys can do the same thing, and then just do the simple math. How much did that truck? How much value did that truck lose in 4 years? And then, if it loses that much value in 4 years, how is a bank going to finance something that lose $2,000 a month? Remember, they're not benefiting from the use of that truck. You are. The only thing that they can do is protect their assets and make money off the money that they've loaned you. So they're going to have to counter the $2,000, then counter the $160,000 that they loaned you. They got to get that back, plus the $2,000 that they're going to lose on depreciation. They would have to charge you $6,000, $7,000 a month to make that happen. I mean, it's crazy. It's crazy, and that's the reason why it doesn't happen. That's the reason why banks won't finance 3-axle motor vehicles, the commercial motor vehicles. It's a fact. It's a fact. Okay? So, I hope you got a little bit from it. It's going to be somebody commenting down below, telling me how ridiculous I am, but they can't do math. I just told you, instead of them just saying how leasing is wrong, I want you to actually say how, back your words up. Say how what I'm saying is wrong. In that you went to, Chase Bank or Bank of America. I hope you say Bank of America. I hope you do, because then I'm going to put a letter on here that's going to show you wrong. You're lying. Okay? They won't do it. Not for one truck. Bank of America is the only one that I found that will finance a 3-axle motor vehicle. Big banks that will finance a 3-axle motor vehicle, but you had to purchase multiple trucks, not just one. So, hope I got you guys a little information. Don't be scared to lease. Okay? But it's not for everyone. It's not. Okay? You got to learn the ins and outs of it, but don't be afraid. Until next time, deliver undistracted, and here's your boop. Boop.